boring. Just a lot of hard work to try to get healthy, try to get back. So I'm in a good spot.
You feel like you're ready to go for week one?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. We're going to see how these next couple days play out because you never know with these things, but I'm expecting to play. Like I said, we'll see how these next couple days go.
Can you walk us through kind of what, because we haven't talked to you since it happened, can you walk us through what happened on that plane that you got there?
Yeah, just muscle strain. So it just takes a while to get back from those. They're finicky and you got to spend a lot more time healing than you anticipate. And so we're in that process right now.
Did you think it was worse than it was originally when you first got on that cart?
No, I knew what it was. I know what an Achilles feels like. I knew it wasn't that. So I was obviously disappointed, but knew what it was.
You were wearing a sleeve, so there was a lot of questions of if the sleeve, if you had already hurt your calf. Was that something?
I wouldn't say I hurt it. It was a little tight that day, but definitely wouldn't say it was an injury before that.
You had that workout before the Green Bay game. Did you feel good after that? Was that a first encouraging step for you?
Yeah, I felt good after that. There were good days and bad days throughout the whole process, and like I said, the process is ongoing. There's good days and bad days, but plan is to be ready to go.
What do the good things feel like?
Feel normal. Bad days feel a little tight, but that's what injuries are. Good days and bad days, and you just power on and move on.
Yesterday, good day?
Today was a great day. Yeah, felt good.
How important will it be, Joe, for you to have confidence to move around in the pocket, not just get your legs under you and throw the ball down the field, but make sure you can avoid a guy like Myles Garrett?
Yeah, that's what these days of practice are for, and that's why this week of practice has been and will be really important. We're feeling out that process right now. Will the next couple of days, tomorrow we're in pads, and so speed will ramp up even a little more than today, and so feel these next 2 days out and see where it is.
Based off of everything your teammates and everyone says about you and your demeanor, about how you're just always calm, how has it been mentally for you dealing with another setback like this? I know you were able to stay, Zach said you were dealing with it okay, but at some point, did you ever have one of those days where it's like, why me again with this?
Yeah, it was frustrating, but I would say this year it was different. I was able to, maintain lifting through the whole process, so I'm in great shape, as good a shape as I've been in heading into week one. Much different than last year when, I was just trying to get back to full strength and full health. I feel much better going into week one this year.
Next time you're going to go full today, did you end up going full today?
I did, yeah. Felt good.
How did that feel?
Yeah, felt great. Like I said, good days and bad. Today was good. We'll revisit tomorrow.
How frequently were you throwing during, after the Green Bay workout? How often were you throwing?
Depends. Depends on the day. Depends on how it felt. Like I said, day to day was completely different. Week to week was different too. So I was throwing.
It's almost impossible to simulate full speed game unless you're in the game. But if you've been able to simulate almost, aggravate a sudden move here to escape a sack, or have to accelerate to try to gain a first time, you try to do that all out there.
Yeah, I feel good about that. The biggest part is obviously that's going to come, but operation in and out of the huddle, footwork in the pocket, all that stuff didn't get ironed out in camp because I wasn't out there. So I'm ironing out that over the last 2 or 3 practices.
How much of that is starting from scratch every year, or how much of it is a base of having done that in years past?
Yeah, it's always a base now. As many reps as we have under our belt, it's just getting back into the flow of things.
Are there things that maybe you had time to think about that you weren't expecting? Did you think about anything in particular while you were away?
You watch the tape and give your insight and give what you're thinking, just like you always do. Maybe not as much because you're not out there and you don't have as much feel for what's going on, but as much as you can.
How do you feel about this stepping back in this last week or so, this offense, the offensive line, some of the nuances that are different? How do you feel this team, how ready this team is for week one?
Yeah, everybody's ready to go. Everybody's putting a lot of work. We have great people in that locker room that take everything really seriously, and they're all ready to go.
Sunday, you probably look at it as a finish line
coming back from the injury, do you look at it as a deadline to get a contract extension done?
Yeah, that's the last thing I'm thinking about. I'm worried about being the Browns right now.
So you didn't get as many snaps, obviously, in training camp with the rookie receivers, Irv Smith Jr., but you did get mini camps and all that. Do you feel good about what you accumulated before having that cap? Right?
Yeah, I feel good that, if I'm out there, I'm going to be able to perform at the level that I need to.
Are you surprised the contract isn't done at this point?
It's not, it comes when it comes. I'm not worried about it or anything. I really, not thinking about it too much the last couple of days. I'm, like I said, focused on being the Browns.
Because the last time we talked to you, there was like a passing comment about, sometimes business may come up, in terms of these situations. Have you thought at all about maybe not, especially after the injury, about maybe saying, hey, let's take it easy until something gets done? Has that entered the thought process at all for you?
It has not, no.
What have Bose and Summers meant to you through another comeback here this summer?
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to be back on the field without those guys. They've put in a lot of work to help me get back to where I'm at, and they're going to continue to put in work to keep me healthy. And those guys are critical to what we're doing here.
You said the contract was the last thing you're worried about. Why?
That's going to come. I'm going to keep playing well. I feel great about the organization and everybody in the locker room and the coaching staff, and so that's icing on the cake to me. I'm just excited to be out here.
Last time you did one of these, we asked several questions about you finally get to go through a normal training camp, and then sure enough, it didn't play out that way. What did you think you missed out on the most?
Well, you're never going to be where you would have been had you got those 4 weeks of reps, but I feel great about where I'm at mentally and physically. I feel great about how I've prepared to be in the situation I'm in now, and I feel good about the week of prep that I've put in so far. And like I said, we'll see how these next 2 days play out, but I feel good about going into Sunday.
The opening game is unusual in that you have all this time in the game plan, and you've obviously had a voice with Zach and Brian Callahan in terms of what you like to do against the Cleveland Browns. How do you feel about the way the game plan's coming together for this Cleveland game?
Yeah, I feel great about it. We have all the faith in the world in our coaching staff to put together a game plan for us that's going to put us in the best ability to go out and be successful. And I feel that's the game plan that they've put together for us.
With the contract stuff, like how much do you look at just the business of the league, and are there things you've learned about the business of the league this year being in this year?
Yeah, you definitely realize that it's a business. But, at the end of the day, we're playing football professionally, and, I'm with great people, some of my best friends in there. Like I said, that's the icing on the cake. It'll come when it comes, but I'm focused on being the Browns right now.
What ran through your mind when Logan got his extension? Obviously, same draft class.
Yeah, I was excited for him. Logan's the guy that, the leader of the defense, Mike linebacker. He makes plays for us every single game. We wouldn't be in the position that we've been without him. So whenever you see guys like that get rewarded, it's exciting.
Brian talked a lot last week about you speaking up a little bit more, actually a lot more, when it was called for. How have you evolved as a team leader? You're a captain again. How have you evolved as a leader in 4 years?
Yeah, you evolve every year. Year to year, you feel more comfortable with how you see things, and you see things with more conviction just because of how many reps that you have under your belt. And so that's kind of where I'm at now, and I'll be in a better spot next year and the year after that and the year after that. And so you just continue to bank those reps, put them in your pocket, and you can recall them when it's needed.
A lot of people will point to the potential of an injury risk as to why a player would be hesitant to go out and play without a long-term deal, especially at your position. How are you able to compartmentalize that? You seem so focused on just wanting to play, but there's also that thought. How are you able to compartmentalize all that in your head? Yeah,
those are all the things that you think about, right? But I feel like the reason I'm in the position that I'm in is because, I love playing football. I work really hard to put myself in a really good position to go out and be successful on Sundays, and that's just what I enjoy doing. I wouldn't be myself if I wasn't able to do that, and I'm not going to let the business side of things take that away from me.
As far as the next step goes for you, Joe, and the contract and everything, before the draft, there was all this buzz around maybe Joe might not go to Cincinnati. Of course, that was fake. It's worked out well for you here. How much has this become home for you, in a place that you really want to make your mark on your entire career?
Yeah, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to be my whole career. We're working towards making that happen. You've seen what the front office has done and what Zach has done in their time here, and I'm a small part of that, and I'm excited to be a part of that. And we have great people in the locker room that grind every day, that are excited to go and showcase their talents and excited to do it in the city of Cincinnati. We have the best fans, and so this is where I want to be.
You go into a game thinking, I'm going to run less, or I'm going to throw it away more than I normally would.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough to do. When you get out there, your instincts kind of take over, and that's what we'll find out the next 2 days. I feel really good about where I'm at, but things may change over the next couple days.
Talked about the good days and the bad days. On the bad days, it feels tight. Do you shut it down at that point, or do you fight through it?
Depends. There's a lot of variables that go into that. You definitely don't push as hard as maybe you would have, but you need to get it moving. You need to work it.
Have you thought about what will happen if it tightens up in a game?
Depends on how bad. A lot of variables there.
You feel like that's something that you might just have to manage throughout the course of the year, or just like see on a day-to-day basis? I mean, how much has that kind of been part of the conversations and something you just have to deal with?
Yeah, we're managing it now, and for how long that's the case, I don't know. I've never had a soft tissue injury like this before, which is part of the reason that we've been so careful with it. We'll see. I don't really have an answer for you there.
How tough is that for you not to be able to go full tilt at all times?
Yeah, it's tough, but I've been able to find the places that I can. I've been lifting hard, working hard in rehab and treatment, so we're in a good spot.
Was it tough not to almost, I know you love lifting, lift too much because you weren't able to do everything that you wanted?
Yeah, it depends. Once we got closer to a return, we kind of slowed down a little bit. I kind of maintained my off-season program for a couple weeks, and then once we got back to moving and throwing, it was throttle that back a little bit to get a little more rest.
How long were you forced to be idle after the injury?
Not long. It was a couple days.
So you've been working on your mechanics strong through the whole thing, because it looks like your velocity. Do you feel like your velocity is as good as it's ever been, and you feel like your accuracy and all that is?
Yeah, I'm in a really good spot. Throwing wise, I'm spinning it as good as I ever have. It's jumping off my hand as good as it ever has before. That's I work on that every off season. You work on little things here and there that are going to find you that extra mile per hour, or that extra RPM, or it's going to help you put it in a smaller window. And so you work on those things every year, and it's just another year of that. So I'm in a great spot.
Before you had said that there was, in terms of the communication regarding the contract extension, there was a lot of clarity on your side on what you're looking for. Would you say that that's still pretty accurate, that there's been a lot of clarity on your side?
Yeah, I would say that.
What do you think Orlando means to the pocket? How has the pocket changed with Orlando there? Have you had enough time to work with that and see the pocket with him as opposed to, previous?
Yeah, he's looked great. He's always thinking about ways that he can find an advantage. He's always, asking me about my drops. He's just a student of the game. And, when you have a guy like that, really, every guy on our O-line is like that. They're always trying to find an advantage here or there that's going to help them on Sundays. And so when you have guys like that, you're going to continually get better. And I think we showcased that last year and the year before, and we're going to continue to showcase that.
Has he changed the pocket, for you, and how you view it and what you can do in there?
We'll see. We'll see. I think so. He's big, strong, athletic. We know what he can do in pass protection and the run game. Like I said, I haven't been out there a ton, and we haven't seen game action yet. But I'm going to continue to play my game, and he's going to be great for us.
What are your expectations, Joe, when you step on the field? If you do step on the field in Cleveland on Sunday, for what you can do?
Yeah, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to make the plays that are there. I'm going to take what the defense gives me. I'm going to take shots like we always do, and I'm going to play my game.
You came back from your knee injury. I think it was after the bye where you said you finally felt like you could run like you used to. I know it's a completely different injury, but has that process impacted the way you're coming back from this injury at all?
Not necessarily. It's, like you said, it's a different injury. But, I've put in the work to feel comfortable about where I'm at. Had a great day of practice. Going to try to stack a couple more here. Like I said, we'll see, but I feel good.
Well, your eye, Jonah, moving from left to right tackle. It seems like it's been a pretty smooth transition. Have you felt that way when you watched him? Have you guys communicated about it at all?
I have, yeah. He looks great. He looks really, really good. As good physically as he ever has. He's in a great place mentally too. He's excited to go out and showcase what he's going to do, and I'm excited for him to do it because he's looked great in practice.
How excited are you to play behind a line like this, where there's familiarity? You had Orlando, and obviously Chubb as well.
Yeah, it's exciting. It really is. Those guys put in a lot of work. O-line is all about continuity and communication. Obviously you got to have the talent, which we have. You can see that with their size and athleticism, but I think it's what's going to make them great is their communication and how much work they put into it. So I'm excited for them to go out and showcase that.
You guys entered last year with Super Bowl expectations. This year, obviously the same, but just the vibe overall, is it the same? Is it different? How do two teams with similarly high expectations kind of differ in that way?
Yeah, that's our expectation every year. Expectations and standards never change around here. And I think that's what's made us so good the last couple of years, and that's going to continue to make us great in the years to come.
You never won in Cleveland. Does it bother you to think about it?
No, you don't think about that. I mean, obviously it is what it is. I know that it's there, but we're focused on going 1-0 this week.
You don't have any tape on what Jim Schwartz is going to do as a Cleveland Brown defensive coordinator, the newness of that. But there is tape on him coordinating defenses in the NFL. You've been studying that big time.
You study everything. You study the preseason. You go back and watch, games from the past. But I kind of always like these games because you go in not really expecting what to see. Just go out and play free. Focus on your fundamentals and read your keys and go out and play free.
You talked a lot about the process. Now that Tom Brady's retired, how much of an impact has he made on your work behind the scenes here?
Yeah, we've stayed in contact. He's helped me some. Definitely has, and I think that's what all the great quarterbacks do across time. They continue to help the young guys, impart knowledge on them so that they can be their best selves, and I'm appreciative to him for that.
Is there something about playing in Cleveland that's been especially difficult over the years? That's you mentioned it's there. It's something that's there, but is there something about Cleveland?
Well, they're a really good team. They got Myles Garrett. They always have great pass rushers. They got great corners. They make plays on offense. Their line is really good. Nick Chubb is, one of the best running backs in football. They got Deshaun, who's obviously one of the best quarterbacks in football. They just have great players all around. So it's always a challenge when you go up against those guys.
What'd you think of Jamar saying, I don't want him back until week 5, or however he was phrasing it?
Yeah, he just wants me to be healthy, and that's what friends do. So hopefully I'm back out there this week. But like I said, we'll see.